Hey, you guys. I came across this story. Today. This happened earlier today. I believe. I think it happened today. Earlier today. Um, and this is really sad. This is really disturbing. So, this young woman, she was a breast cancer survivor, and she did like a breast cancer awareness like marathon or walk or something like that at a park. Bunch of people around, and tragedy. I mean, this is crazy. Um, so yeah, let's get into it. I'm gonna show you guys what happened or what is said to have happened.
A woman was shot and killed. That shooting happened at a very busy Shelby Farms park. WREG's Quamicha Wilborn spoke to an eyewitness.
She was running, and he caught her right there and pop.
Chaos erupted at Shelby Farms Park Saturday afternoon. Shelby County deputies say a woman was shot in the parking lot near the visitor center. She died on the scene, and the suspect got away.
The ambulance, everybody got here real fast.
Monica Bell says she witnessed the entire thing. She says the shooting happened immediately after a breast cancer walk at the park. According to Bell, the victim was leaving the walk when someone trailing close behind opened fire.
I was walking towards my car, and the young lady getting her Jeep, and a man came back in a white car and shot her twice. Families and everywhere. Just came out the blue, started shooting her, shot her. It could have been anybody walking and got shot, because he didn't care.
Deputies have not released a motive for the shooting.
You can't even have peace. You can't even walk. It's really ridiculous. We need to cut this violence out.
Reporting for your news leader from Shelby Farms.
I have a theory, and that's why I wanted to do this video. I have a theory of why I think he unalived this woman. I think he killed his ex-wife. I think the reason he did it is for the reason that so many men kill women, right? Because when you think about it, what is a good reason for a man to kill a woman? What's a good reason? You know what I'm saying? So he did it, but most of the time, the vast majority of the time, in this particular cases, I think what we're going to find out is he was possessive. The relationship was over. He felt scorned. He felt rejected. And so he exacted revenge on his ex-wife because of all of those things. And that's why it's so important. Like, it really is important. I talk about this so much with men. I'm really look, man, you think it can't be you. You think, oh, that's crazy, right? But the thing about misogyny is, as long as it's in you, stuff like this is possible. This is what that hatred, this is what that disdain for women looks like. This is what it looks like at its worst, right? At its worst, this is what it looks like. But if you have hatred for a group of people simply because they exist, then things like this are they're possibilities. They're not probabilities. They're possibilities. That's why the femicide rate is so high, right? It's really high amongst black men. I mean, black men unaliving killing black women. We know that, but this story isn't. It's not that, right? I mean, it's still femicide. Don't get me wrong. Femicide is high, but it's not a black man killing a black woman. It's a different ethnicity. Different ethnicity, a different race.
Woman is dead after a shooting at Shelby Farms. A suspect is now in custody. 22-year-old Ellie Claire Young was found in a crowded parking lot and pronounced dead by paramedics. 26-year-old Jackson Hopper is charged with first-degree murder. Shelby County deputies say he shot 22-year-old Ellie Young at that breast cancer walk at Shelby Farms. It was a domestic violence incident, and the Shelby County Sheriff's Office says they are working to confirm that her and her family came from Mississippi.
I missed that part right there. I don't know if he was involved in a domestic violence incident with her. I have no idea.
To celebrate her cousin and other breast cancer survivors before the shooting happened.
Did I already mention that she was a breast cancer survivor? Imagine that, being 22 years old, getting diagnosed with breast cancer, beating it, getting excited to go on this breast cancer awareness walk. I'm pretty sure this is like her second year doing it, if I'm not mistaken. And then you get just slain by the man who you once loved.
And a suspect is now in custody after a multi-county chase by law enforcement. The alleged shooter fled the scene and led deputies on a high-speed chase that went through multiple counties. Suspect nearly ran over a Dyer County deputy or being ran off the road and taken into custody. As folks looking to enjoy their Saturday afternoon at Shelby Farms were met with yellow tape and patrol cars blocking the east.
Yeah. That was just a little bit more in-depth, little bit more in-depth story. So we can see, I wanted to, so you guys can see what it looked, what was going on. But like, yeah. So when I talk about this stuff, this is why I talk about it from the perspective of all men and not black men, because it is all men, like all men, all groups of men, not every man literally, but all groups of men feel this way about women. I've mentioned this before about serial killers. The majority of serial killers kill women. If that doesn't think about that. Racism is wicked. Racism is wicked, right? We know the disdain that people have for black people and brown people around this globe, right? But serial killers, especially in America, because America has the most serial killers documented that we know of, they kill women the vast majority of the time. If you could kill anybody, you can kill anybody, right? You can kill anybody. Why don't they kill black men? Why don't they kill black women more? I don't know the numbers on that. Actually, they might actually do be unalive, killing a lot of black women. I'm sure they do, because everybody knows that you can kill a black woman and nobody cares in the media and they don't care. They don't. It doesn't get met with the same resolve to solve the crime, right? But yeah, but that's what I focus on. That's why I focus on misogyny so much, and men unpacking it and men getting out, moving away from this thought process of it goes both ways, and it's just the nature of things and all of that stuff, because this isn't natural. Men shouldn't be doing this to women. This isn't natural. It's not a natural reaction to being rejected. This is social. This is engineered, right? That men feel like they own and control women. That's not in our blood. That's not in our DNA. I promise y'all it's not. And it's just really frustrating constantly having these conversations with men and getting stuck at the very, very beginning when just recognizing that this type of stuff exists. And the reason why it exists, like, where are these stories of women doing this to me? Where are all of these stories of ex-wives burning their husbands, setting their husbands on fire in broad daylight when they're walking out of church? Where are all of these stories of women driving up, pulling drive-bys on their baby daddies? Where are all of these stories of women walking into barbershops and shooting up everybody in a barbershop while the boy, when the boyfriend goes and gets his haircut, because she knew that he was going to be there on Thursday at 2 p.m. because that's when he always gets his haircut. Like, where are all of these stories at? The numbers say, that 98% of this is committed by men. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just like, where are women doing this at? Like, this is not something that women typically do. And there is a reason why women don't do it, and there is a reason why men do. The reason is women don't view men as property. Men view women as property. That's it. That is the root cause of this shit. At its core, women are viewed as property of men, so men feel like they can do anything to a woman. If that woman rejects him, if that woman doesn't do what he wants her to do, if that woman is being combative, if that woman is advocating for herself, like whatever it is, men feel like, oh, I can take her life. Like how Marvin Gaye's daddy thought, was on that, like, I brought you into this world, I could take you out, all that bullshit. Marvin Gaye's daddy didn't have any right to kill his son. Who cares that you shot him out your nutsack? If anybody was could say that, would be the mama. She the one that birthed him. What the fuck did you do? Marvin Gaye's daddy skied in his mama? It is that possessiveness. That man felt like that, like, my son, that's my property. Even though Marvin Gaye was a 30-year-old man, that's my property. That's my property. He's mine. I control him. I own him. And men think like that about women too. That's why, same thing with children. You want to relate it back to that. Talk about the honor killings that men do. When their daughter does something that they don't want to do or that shames the family or whatever, they fucking showed their ankle or some shit like that when they was in a full burqa or whatever the fuck it is, or their collarbone got exposed, some shit like that, or they kissed the boy, whatever it is, or they want to date. They don't want to just get married without going on a date. You know what I'm saying? They want to make sure they like the dude, like whatever it is, you know, and they feel like they gotta kill this woman. She's wearing makeup. They gotta kill this little girl, this 16-year-old girl, because she put on makeup and posted a duck face picture on Instagram. Shit like that. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? I'll tell you what's wrong with us. We think women are our possessions. We think children are our possessions. Period, point blank, end of story. That is the issue. That is what we need to get. That is what we need to get to the core of. We need to get to the root of that shit. Dig real deep, get to the root of it and undo it. This type of stuff needs to stop happening. This needs to stop happening. And we can end it tomorrow if men just would get some help. Men need to get some help for real.